Hi guys. So I have been thinking about different types of videos to make because sometimes the same old week by week videos can kind of get a little boring and just all the same. And so I was going to do a question and answer video, but I don't know. I didn't feel like I was asked all that many questions, and a lot of them are in my videos. So I did find a mommy tag, and then I also found these questions for my son that he can answer. That it's going to be so funny. So I'm going to do those, but I was just kind of thinking what a good video could be. Like, what do I have that could help other people? Like, what's something that I am good at or know a lot about? And I decided that it would be moving. I have moved 30 times in my life. I called my mom and I'm like, okay, I just gotta make sure like I have this number right, because I swear that seems like way too much. And we went over it, and she went over the moves too, and it's 30 times. My first time moving, I was 10 days old. I was born in New Mexico, and when I was 10 days old, my parents, I'm the oldest child, and my parents moved from New Mexico to North Dakota, and I moved in like a little dresser drawer. So that was the first move, and then they just boom, 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 boom followed after. I have moved so many times. So basically by now, I absolutely hate moving. I never want to move again. But I am a pro mover. I have done everything that you shouldn't do, and I've learned all the things that you should. So I made a list of some of the things that it's so routine now for me to do. But I just thought that it could help some of you out there if you guys are going to be moving or whatever. They're really good tips. So the first thing is I make a list. I go through my phone contacts and I make a list of all the doctors, all my banks, credit cards, utility places, schools, my school, Jackson's, anything and everything that they need that forwarding address, because a lot of times even if you change your address at the post office, but they don't send things routinely, they only forward mail for so long. I think it's 6 months, maybe less. I'm not sure, but they need that new address. You have to update it. So I make a list of all those places, and I just personally call them. A lot, banks and stuff, credit card information and places for bills, you can usually go online and just update that information. But doctor's offices and things like that and schools, it's just better just to call in and let them know of your new address, and then also do the change of address at the post office. And I usually do that 2 weeks before I move, just to have it done, have it start going to that new place. The next thing is to switch the utilities. If you're moving somewhere that's close by, they use the same company, you can just do a transfer of service. And usually we have 2 utility companies, sometimes it's 3, but you need to make sure that you either get them shut off at your old place and to get turned on at your new place, or transfer, whatever you need to do. That's a huge one. You don't want to move in your new place and not have that done. The next thing is I pack one room at a time. I pick a room and I pack everything in it except the things that I have to use up until the day of the move. And I'll explain what I do with those things at that time. But I just go through each room and just everything, the decorations, everything, all into the boxes and label it from that room. It helps to be so much more organized, and the packing goes so much better, and unpacking, it's so fast. We had people come to our last house, the house I'm living in now, neighbors, and they're like, how are you unpacked? We've been living here for 6 months and we don't even have everything on the walls. But it's just because I've become so good at doing this and so used to it that it's just so natural now, which it shouldn't be. You should not move as much as me. It's not healthy. So the thing that I do the night before I move is I pack an overnight bag. I'm staying overnight, and it just has my pajamas, my toothbrush, my makeup, everything that I'm going to need that next day, because if you pack it all in random boxes, it's so chaotic. Like, I've done it. Like, you wake up the next day and it's like you're tearing through boxes, you're finding all this soup and all this crap you don't need, and you're like, I just want my toothbrush. And so pack a little overnight bag. Like, that's the best thing you can do that has everything that you were going to need, like, right off the bat. And then, like I was saying, how I go from room to room packing stuff, the stuff that you do need up until the move, you get a couple of clear see-through bins so that you can see what's in them. And like, that's like your toilet paper, your food, anything like that, so that when you move, you've got your brown boxes or whatever you're going to use, but then you have these clear bins and you can see in them and see what they are. And so you unpack those first, and it's like all your necessities, and then you're not stressed not knowing where anything is. So yeah, that's seriously last thing packed, first thing unpacked. It's great. I use towels for breakables. I think that's pretty common. All my dishes and stuff. I don't like using newspaper. Like, it's dirty, it's gross. I don't even like the feel of it. I just use towels. Then my towels are packed, my dishes are packed. It all goes together. Clothing, things like that. I pack all my breakables. I don't buy bubble wrap. That's a waste of money. It's all this garbage you have to worry about when you move. I use things that I already have. Anything. Towels, blankets, sheets, clothes. Anything breakable is packed with stuff I already have. I do not buy extra anything. Another thing is I never have bought boxes. My grandma always buys them from U-Haul. Never done it, never will. I go dumpster diving for boxes. And I also have, like, let me see if I can show you. I'm like on the floor. I have a lot of these bins, like tons of like storage bins, and I use them for stuff. And a lot of times I don't use them for stuff. They're just so cute. So now I like messed up. Okay. So I use things I already have. I have laundry baskets. I have like more laundry baskets than I need. Any type of storage containers or laundry baskets, fill those things up. Anything that you already have that isn't all the way full. Like my son's toy bin, it's so big, it's only half full of toys. I put a lot of his other things that he owns, clothing and stuff, on top of that. So you don't have to have so many boxes that you have to get rid of. Like, once you move and they're all piled up and you're like, okay, who needs some boxes? Like, use stuff you already have. You don't need to make it more complicated than it already is. Moving sucks. Like, don't make it any harder. And another thing, suitcases. We have like 10 suitcases. Pack those things full. Like, anything. Bags. If you have beach bags, I don't know if you can see these. Let me see if I can show you. See those bags over there? I have got 1 million bags. I fill them up. Use anything that you already have. I gotta quit showing you guys stuff. I'm messing the camera up. So another thing is I hate cleaning. I'm so busy packing and moving that the last thing I want to do is clean my old house. It's a nightmare. So I have gotten the habit of paying like $100 for Luke's mom, but you can find anybody. Find somebody and pay them. It's worth the money. They can deep clean the heck out of that old house, and you don't need to worry about it. You focus on unpacking and doing your thing, and have somebody else take care of the cleaning behind. Another thing is take pictures of your new house. Everything. They have those little inventory sheets, and this is if you're renting. Like, I've never actually bought or owned a home, so obviously this is for renters only. But when you move into that new place, like, you might, like, oh, I look around, oh yeah, it looks fine, everything looks fine, mark it off on the inventory sheet. You live there for about 2 weeks, and you're like, oh wow, like, the carpet's coming up right there, that's weird. Or like, oh, there's a huge gash in the wall, I didn't see that in the closet. Like, you don't notice these things, and then you try to go put them back on, and they're like, how do we know you didn't do that while you were moving in? Like, you didn't mark it on the sheet, so you better fix it. Like, that's on you. So, you're so busy, like, looking at your new place and checking it out, you don't notice these things. So take pictures. Just go through each room. Take pictures of the drawers. Take pictures of the everything. And also do that when you move out of your old place. I had an apartment, left it perfect condition, better than when we moved in. When we moved in, it was kind of gross. Left it better. steam cleaned the whole place, like left it so good. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get our deposit back. Like all they're gonna keep at the deposit is the carpet cleaning fee, which was like $75. So we were so excited, and they're like, okay, so you're only gonna get like $20 back. We were expecting $400. And like, you get $20 back. The stove wasn't that clean and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, it was. We didn't have any proof. We never got our money back. So when you leave your old place, if you've been renting, take pictures of how everything looks. Because sometimes places will try to screw you over. They want to keep that deposit. They don't want to give that back. So make sure to do that, because that was a mistake I made. And next thing, put your bathroom stuff away first. That's the first thing you want to unpack. You want your toilet paper, you want all your toiletries, your toothbrush, your stuff to shower, because you're going to want to shower after moving. Like you're going to want a hot shower, and you're going to need to go to the bathroom. So first thing to unpack is bathrooms. When you're moving, keep everything in the dresser drawers. Take the dresser drawers out, put saran wrap over them, because it's a pain in the butt to take everything out of those drawers when they're already in something they can be moved in, putting them in boxes and then undoing it. Just leave them in the drawers, move them in the drawers. Next thing, clothes, keep them on hangers. Take them off the hangers, get a garbage sack, put them in the garbage sack with the hangers still on the clothes. When you move, you just pull the hangers out, the clothes are already on them, and you hang them up. Easiest way to move clothes. Next thing, if you have nail holes in your old house that you're moving out of, take a soap bar, just put it like that, and it fills in those nail holes. Much easier than painting. I used to have my grandpa come and paint in the holes and do all these things, and my grandpa passed away, and that's like the next best thing. Use soap. It's really easy. And then I have gotten the habit, I'm like the downsizing queen. I'm constantly getting rid of stuff, constantly going through each room. What can I get rid of? What do I not need? And so about 2 months before you move, I did this before my last move, I went through every single thing. I'm like, do I want this in my new house? Do I really need this? I had an entire basement full of crap I didn't want. Took pictures of it all and put it all in these Facebook classifieds. I think I made close to $3,000 selling stuff for so cheap. Couch for $20, like random stuff for so cheap. Like whatever anybody would give me, it's like, it's gonna go to the DI anyway. A thrift store, like you might as well get whatever you can out of it and have them come pick it up so you don't have to haul this crap. And so I sold so much stuff. When I moved, this last move was so simple because I got rid of everything like 2 to 3 months before I moved. So sell your stuff, go through it, like make sure that you're not moving a bunch of stuff that you're not going to even want to unpack or keep. And then don't buy any food 2 weeks before you move. Don't go grocery shopping, like don't be buying any food. You don't want to move all this freaking food. That's like the worst thing to move is food. And then I think my last bit of advice would be get a babysitter. Do not move with kids. I thought it would be so fun. Like, oh, Jackson will love this. He'll love helping pack and unpack. I want him to be part of the experience. I did that once and was like, never again. Like, yeah, it's fun for them, but it makes it hell for you. Moving sucks. So just don't. Get a babysitter. It's fine. They're going to see their new home and they're going to love it, and they don't need to be part of that because it's stressful enough. So sorry I look like a mess. Didn't really get ready today, and my kids needing me, so I gotta go. So hope that helps you guys. Bye.